We're so happy to do everything that we do and provide everything for these kids, but I mean, this is pretty sweet. So thank you very much for taking the time to do this.
We wanted you all to understand how important you are to us and to those students and to those people who nominated you for this great honor.
WJCL President and General Manager Ben Hart says this is a very important partnership.
Well, today's golf tournament is an opportunity for the community to come together and really put all of its energy into making sure that the Boys and Girls Club can move forward for the next year. This is one of their biggest fundraisers. It's an important thing for WJCL to be in partnership with them for.
The Frank few seconds, 8 people shot, 2 people dead, a toddler and a 13-year-old hit in the process. But it's real, and it's happening too often. Shootings are already happening at an alarming rate, but this is different. More than 60 bullets fired into a crowd in a few seconds is totally unacceptable. Through it all, I keep saying, common sense is the way to stop these shootings. 6 times we've done editorials revolving around gun violence, teenagers, and mass shootings. But at some point, it's just insane. Albert Einstein said, insanity is defined by doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Now it's time to act. Our loose gun laws need to be reassessed. Age limits are a start. If you can't drink, you should probably not be able to own an assault-style rifle. Strong background checks are a necessity, and we need to talk about why permits are not a thing. I'm tired, and I'm ready for a change. I'm Ben Hart. Thank you for sharing this time.
Your opinions matter.
Pleased to see the sponsors, WAPT Channel 16, the Clarion Ledger, and the League of Women Voters get together to bring this informative session to you.
And we all know this is an important time for us here in Jackson as we look for the next mayor for the next 4 years.
Where the situation is changing and things will look different for a while.
Yes, we're practicing social distancing because of coronavirus, so you will not see Patrick and I together at all. And Patrick, it is another very busy day in the news world.
It certainly is.
I'm Michelle Betterkind, President and CEO of the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association. Today I'd like to introduce Ben Hart. Ben is the news director at WISN-TV in Milwaukee. He sat on the Legislative Study Committee that produced this bill. His background and experience have made him an excellent resource on the issues of body cameras as it relates to media access.
Say what you see. It's a pretty simple concept, and saying exactly what is the basis of what journalists are trying to do all over the world. In the past, people only had a handful of sources to get their news. It was newspapers, television, and radio. We have to deliver the facts objectively and fairly, and if we get the irrefutable truth, the public could generally feel comfortable to trust the press.
The one to watch, 16 WAPT. Let's go.
You know, I remember when Ben first came into our newsroom as our assistant news director, I don't think I'd ever seen a manager like him. His style is very unique. It's aggressive.
I don't want to see another paragraph quotation on TV.
It's a very accurate way to report the news and bring out the elements that people are going to remember the most.
You know, he was one of the innovators with the newsroom live shot, the use of monitors and push cameras. A lot of people in the market didn't care for it. We had some complaints on the phone initially, but now it's become the standard. All the stations use these innovations that he comes up with.
You know, when I first started working in this business, I came to WCBI, and Ben was a director of the newscast, and then he moved to a producer, and then shortly after that came down here to Jackson to be a producer, and it was even then I knew that Ben was going to continue to just grow in his career.
I remember Ben shining during the Hurricane Katrina coverage that we did. Ben was a producer, and he was quite active and quite helpful in everything during the shows and during the coverage. He went on to bigger and better things in other parts of the station and other places in the company, but he eventually came back here and was hired as assistant news director and was an asset there, and eventually when he became the news director.
From the moment I met him, I realized that he was going to be a great teacher. And he has a tendency to take on talent, people that he thinks might be able to break molds, and teach them everything that they need to know to move further in this business.
The cool thing about Ben is that he leads by example. Like if we need an editor.
Running out to breaking news stories, taking out the trash when the trash needed to be taken out.
We do live at 5 here, of course, and sometimes we don't have enough staff to shoot someone in the newsroom. Ben's more than willing to pick up that camera then and shoot the show for us.
You'll see him here late into the night and even early in the morning if that's what the situation calls for. Texting us at 2 o'clock in the morning with suggestions for our live shots, texting us at 10 o'clock at night with suggestions for our live shots. I don't know how he did it.
Not only does he tell us how to get better, he does it himself. And that's what makes him such a great boss.
One of our anchors got engaged on the air during one of our morning shows.
You just cue me, I'm gonna cue you.
Ben decided he didn't have to, but he came in that morning before the show started to help get things ready behind the scenes. You've seen him take on every single role in our newsroom, so you're willing to take on every single role in our newsroom.
He's one of those news directors that really cares, not just about the product that goes on the air, but he cares about his employees.
His door is always open. He's always there for us when we need us.
Yeah, he's head and shoulders above most people in the market. He's very creative, innovative, and has done a lot to lead this newsroom, and I dare say the entire market with his brilliant ideas and constant pushing for ways to improve media.
Let's go!
It's been an honor working for him as our assistant news director, as our news director, and I can't wait to see where he takes our newsroom next.
Anything else?
We just love Ben.
Congratulations, Ben. You're so deserving of the AP Newsman of the Year award. We're all proud of you.